Good afternoon students. Welcome to my second video. In this video we will learn unethical practices. So let's start.
Some practices are considered unethical for users of the internet. These unethical practices are termed as cybercrime. So cybercrime is defined as an unlawful and punishable acts committed using computers and the internet. That means this is the crime related to computer and internet. People do this type of crime using computer and internet to harm people or a group of people and even the world at large. Two common examples of cybercrimes are stealing someone's personal or bank details and infecting computers linked to the internet with a virus. That means through cybercrime, people can steal someone's personal information or bank details to steal money or to do some crime on his or her name. And sometimes people spread viruses in internet to infect many computers to harm people. Plagiarism, cyberbullying, identity theft, phishing, farming, hacking, and so on are some common examples of cybercrimes. So one by one, we will go through these cybercrimes. First is plagiarism. This is very common cybercrime. People have access a vast amount of information on the internet because internet is ocean of information from where we can collect information about anything. Some of them, means some people, use another people's idea or work and pretend that it is their own. That means you have not done, somebody has done some creative work or productive work and you are using that person's work in your project or in your work to project it as your own without giving the credit to the owner. So this is what plagiarism. Plagiarism is the most common type of unethical practice done on the internet. You can avoid plagiarism by rephrasing the original contents and idea in your own word and by giving the reference of the contents at the end of your work. That means you should give the credit to the actual author or owner. Next is cyberbullying. Cyberbullying is the act of harming, harassing, threatening or embarrassing someone using internet in a deliberate manner, means purposely. Cyberbullying takes place over digital devices like cell phones, computers and tablets. It includes sending, posting or sharing negative, harmful, false or mean content about someone else. You can prevent cyberbullying by educating yourself and logging out of your account properly while using the internet. Next is identity theft. This is one of the most common form of cybercrime. Here people use the internet to steal someone's personal information. The information they steal could include the date of birth, phone number, credit card number, PIN of debit or credit card, Aadhaar card number and password. The stolen information is then used for personal gain such as obtaining new mobile connection, for online shopping and for accessing bank account. Why to access bank account? To steal money, to transfer money from your account to their account. So that means identity theft is a stealing of personal identity of someone else to do some crime on his or her name. You can prevent identity theft by securing your network using a firewall and an anti-malware software. Using strong password. Strong password means it's a password which is very difficult to break. And change your strong password also frequently. And save your data on storage device carefully so that nobody can access your data. Next is phishing and farming. Both phishing and farming are attempts to get your username, password and other confidential information. In phishing attacks, the phishers lure a user via email to a fake website. They create a website that looks similar to the website of the genuine company, such as bank or shopping site. The email or web page prompts user to update or validate his or her personal information. So you will think you are actually working in the original bank website or shopping website. So if you are prompted to enter your KYC details and personal information to validate yourself, so you will obviously give. And that case, phisher will collect your personal information. And this information then used to withdraw money from your bank account. A person who carries such activities is called a phisher. And farmer is a farming attack when user enters a genuine web address but farmers redirect him or her to a wrong website. That means farmer redirects you to a fake website which looks like original website to collect your personal information for monetary gain. Next is hacking. It's a very common term. It is the act of gaining access to someone else's computer for viewing, copying or creating data on it. That means somehow to access someone else's computer to do some crime. This is done with the help of computer program, means through software. A person who carries out such activities is called a hacker. A hacker is someone who illegally breaks into computer system to damage or to steal information. That means they are breaking the password of the computer to enter into the system to damage and steal personal and confidential information to do some crime. To prevent hackers, what to do? We have to install firewall. Next is spamming. Spam is unsolicited, unwanted email sent to many people. It may contain advertisement or may spread malware such as virus or may divert you to a website to steal your personal information. Therefore, spamming is an act of sending multiple copies of the same message to many people without their knowledge. Sometimes we receive emails from some unknown source. That mail can be a spam also. So if you receive any email from unknown source which is not of your interest, you immediately delete that mail. Some people use spamming for advertising purposes. You can stop spam by not sharing your email ID on the website where it is visible to general public. Means don't make your email ID public and use different accounts for personal and public use. Do not respond to and buy from spam advertised website. So you go to genuine website to purchase something online. Then software piracy. Software piracy is the illegal copying, distribution or use of software applications. When someone buys a software, a person is known as licensed user of that software. As a licensed user, an individual or you permitted to make a copy of the software program for backup purpose only. So that if original one doesn't work, you can use the backup one to install the software in your machine. When an individual starts selling such copies, that backup copies in the market is known as software piracy. That means you have purchased a software for one computer's use, but you have made an illegal copy of that software to sell that software or to distribute that software among people. Such copies are known as pirated copy. So when you are purchasing any software from market or from internet, you are license holder, but you have to register your software online. And if you register your software on your name, nobody else can register the pirated copy of that software on his or her name. Means the software you have purchased for one computer's use and you have licensed that software for one computer on your name. There are different forms of software piracy such as shoplifting, hard disk loading, renting, counterfeiting and online piracy. So let's see one after another. Shoplifting, the most common software piracy usually practiced in home and offices. Shoplifting means sharing software with someone who is not authorized by the license agreement. That means you have not purchased it from company or from authorized person. You have purchased from someone else. The common form of shoplifting involves purchasing a single license copy of a software and then installing it on several computers. What does it mean? You have purchased a software to use on one computer, but you have installed that software in multiple computers. That is shoplifting, which is illegal. Then hard disk loading. This form of piracy involves loading unauthorized copy of software on the hard disk of a computer at the time of its purchase. It is often the person selling the computer who provides the pirated software. When you are buying computer from seller, if your computer doesn't come with original operating system or software, the seller will install the pirated copy in your computer. So that is hard disk loading. The most common pirated software is the operating system. Why? Because without operating system, your computer doesn't work. So whenever you will purchase computer, you will expect what? Your computer should be in working condition. So they are giving pirated copy of operating system because they will not give the original one. If they give original one, they will demand more money because original one means the licensed one they have to purchase and they have to sell also. Then renting. It is a crime to rent out or lend software without the permission of the license holder. That means you have one original software, original licensed version of the software. You or someone is giving that licensed software to many people in rent. So this is similar to renting out CDs or DVDs of movies. Next is counterfeiting. Counterfeiting means creating copies of the original software that looks alike. It includes packaging, CD, DVDs and manuals. Full package will be looks like the original package of the software. The software created by Microsoft are most commonly counterfeited because of their widespread use. Mostly we use Microsoft product in our computer. So that's why people make counterfeiting this software to sell their software in cheap rate so that people can buy from them. Then online piracy. This is the fastest growing form of piracy that involves downloading illegal software. There are various websites from where anyone can download pirated software. So few websites are there. They have the copy of this pirated software from where you can download. And sometimes against download, you have to upload some software in their website. The following steps can be taken to stop software piracy. What are those? Purchasing software from reputed seller, not from ordinary people. Purchase software from manufacturer's website through internet. And register your software as soon as you install the software in your machine and report for piracy, if any.
So we have learned different type of unethical practices. You read this much in your home line by line thoroughly. Today up to this much. In our next class, we will complete this chapter and we will solve the exercise also. Till then, bye. Have a nice day.